let's say you're a regulator and you have a new area of technology, for example, because obviously with the Carnegie Council, we're dealing a lot with very new technologies. You can see that you can't actually use the old command and control. What should they do? What should they be thinking of? What should they be doing differently?
Well, the model says we should sit down and work out what it is we're trying to do. Purposes, objectives, outcomes.
Yeah.
Many regulators do not think about outcomes. They aren't expected to think about outcomes. I always remember the very simple quote by an American chief of police saying, I can easily get my staff to go out and write parking tickets. Does that make the streets safe? No. What makes the streets safe? So certainly any safety regulator or environmental protection or even economic regulator, etc. What are they trying to do? What are the outcomes? And what are the outcomes of the various stakeholders who are involved in this? So you sit down and work it out. But the regulators actually also need permission to do this, because as soon as they start talking to anyone, people start shouting capture. Whereas you have to have a conversation. And that leads to, so that there needs to be governmental and society permission for them to have discussions about what are the outcomes. But if these are transparent with appropriate governance and openness, then it should be a stakeholder involvement within which everyone agrees what we're trying to do. How do we know if we're doing it? What are the mechanisms? But also, are people trusted? Because the second point was people will cooperate where they trust each other. So how do you build that? Now, the one point I think that I've contributed to this is let's turn trust round, if it is a central element, and encourage people to produce evidence that they are trustworthy.